Hey guys, welcome back to Football Shirt February. Today is day 25 here as I show off another top here in my collection. And today is going to be one that arrived just the other week and one that I've actually not popped on yet or taken the tags off of. And that is a shirt from a club that I very much enjoy watching, and that's RB Leipzig. Now, I've shown off an RB Leipzig shirt already this month. It was the away shirt, and let me just grab that real quick and I'll touch on this. It was this away shirt that I showed off previously, which is just a shirt that is probably has a lot of a lot of differing opinions, I guess I should say, over. And to be honest, I didn't like it at first, especially looking at it online. But then once I got it and put it on, I actually fell in love with this shirt and the way it looks. And I initially thought that this was the away shirt for this season. Some of the descriptions I've seen online was it was the actual away shirt for RB Leipzig, but in fact it is their alternative shirt and perhaps a shirt only for Europe, and this might be the top that they wear coming up for their second leg Champions League match against Liverpool in the last 16 of the Champions League competition. And it is actually this RB Leipzig shirt, this purple and orange number, that is the team's official away top. Now, the funny thing is, and I talked about this in the video when I previously showed off this shirt, that RB Leipzig, for the most part, are wearing an all-red kit for their away matches this season, and they did it once again over the weekend against Hertha Berlin when they played in the Bundesliga. Now, the interesting thing is that shirt, that red shirt, is their top from last year that they wore for road matches, and it is one that I've not seen actually on sale from any seller except for the club's official shop. So it's a very interesting thing happening this season with RB Leipzig away shirts and the ones that are for sale and the ones that the team are actually wearing. So I just find that very interesting. Now today, like I said, I'm going to be showing off another RB Leipzig shirt, and it is this year's 2020-2021 home shirt. Their white number made by Nike, just like these. And like I said, I've become, over the last few years, a fan of RB Leipzig since they got to the Bundesliga, and I like a lot of the team's scouting and their development of players. I really find that to be an amazing aspect of the club. While we see so many clubs spend money willy-nilly just to sign players, they're more into developing players and then to sell them on. And so far, it hasn't had much of a detrimental effect with them finishing in the top portion of the Bundesliga table since they arrived in 2016. Now, let me grab that shirt today that I'm going to be showing off, and that is this year's home shirt worn by RB Leipzig. All right, so here's that home top, and just tuck the tag in there. And you know what? This is my first RB Leipzig white shirt, and this is the home shirt, of course, because they wear the white home shirts with the red shorts and alternating white or red socks, depending on the season. But yeah, this is the first home top that I've picked up. And of course, as I've stated before, I tend to stay away from getting white shirts because, of course, they get stained and dirty very easily. Now, the first thing that I notice from this shirt is that it is the same template that Liverpool have this season. Again, both teams have shirts made by Nike, and we can see that here with the sleeves. They have that two material sleeves where we have the nylon or the Nike dry fit material, and then we have a bit of a different material here going in a bit of a slightly different pattern. So we have that similarity to the Liverpool away shirts. And then once we look at the color, well, we have a very similar color to the Liverpool home shirts this season, and also very similar to the purple shirt that RB Leipzig have for their away matches. So the template's very similar, but they do enough, in my opinion, to differentiate this shirt from other club shirts that Nike made this season. And it's so easy when the templates are the same that shirts will just look the same and come off the same. Look at a lot of the MLS teams, because Adidas has a contract to make kits and shirts for every MLS team, the same templates they tend to use the same templates for a lot of the teams, and over time those get very, very dull and boring. And from year to year, you have a lot of teams wearing the same style of shirts. Let me give you an example of that, and that is, and I'm showing off. This is a Sporting Kansas City shirt from last season, my former home state team. But last season, you saw this throwback style from Adidas for, I guess it was for most of the teams in MLS, where you had the three stripes on the shoulder and the big collar, which was a retro influence from 90s style Adidas shirts. But like I say, because Adidas had contracts with, or has a contract with MLS, all the shirts looked very similar, and most of the teams wore a shirt like this at one point or another. Now, that going back to that, the templates that can, you can have teams wearing very similar things and make it a bit dull, especially if you are a person who likes to buy shirts and collects them. You don't want to have the same shirt 100 times in your collection just with a different badge on it. But like I say, Nike did just a little bit, did just enough to make this look a little bit different than, say, Liverpool's shirts or from the Chelsea shirts. Okay, the sleeves are the same. You've got the same striping down the sides, but you do have a little bit of color added to it with these red and yellow accents added to the size of the shirt here that Nike did for the RB Leipzig tops. And that's breaks it up enough. It breaks up the shirt enough. It seems like RB Leipzig tend to go for more predominant white shirts than, say, their sister club Red Bull Salzburg. And we've seen in recent seasons New York Red Bulls changing things up a bit for their shirts to break away from what Leipzig do and Salzburg do. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But let's just look at this shirt for just a second longer. Of course, we've got the RB Leipzig badge. We've got the Red Bull logo on the front. And then we've got the Nike engineering tag here at the bottom. Sleeves, two different materials there, changing that up a little bit. We've got the striping down the side. And on the back, we've got RB Leipzig. And then, of course, we'd have the name and the number, or the number and the name, listed down below. Now, talking now about just the differences between RB Leipzig and what they've done over the recent years and Salzburg and New York, obviously sister clubs and owned under the Red Bull umbrella. But we've seen a little bit more differentiation between these teams over the last few years in terms of their shirts. And if you go back maybe to the 2015-16, 2016-17 season, you will see that there were quite a few similarities in the shirts, if not just the same shirts. I believe Nike had made, well, not in the case of New York Red Bulls, they've got an Adidas contract, but Nike has had the contract for Salzburg and Leipzig over the last couple of years. And just taking this Leipzig shirt out of my collection there, this was a template that was used for both Salzburg and Leipzig at one time. And the away shirt, blue and yellow, and the white shirt was just white and red. And both teams wore that same shirt. Now, over the last couple of seasons, like I've just said, Nike and the Salzburg and Leipzig sides have tried to differentiate these colors, because, I mean, I can go online and buy this same shirt, but just the Leipzig version with just a different badge. So that goes back to my whole point of trying to the templates. It goes back to that point of the templates with just the different badges. But now we're seeing that difference in these teams. So a fan of the clubs can buy both shirts. Now, let me give you a look in case you missed it out on a previous video. This season's Salzburg home shirt looks like this. So I absolutely love this shirt. I've actually and their shirt from last season. I got really excited there. Their shirt from last season was also just brilliant, and it looked similar to this, but rather than have the half and half, it was red and white striping. Think of teams like Southampton, Stoke, AC Milan with the vertical striping, but red and white. And so it was just such a brilliant top. And you can see the difference between the two home shirts. Now we're seeing a difference in these two clubs with what they're wearing on the pitch. We're seeing Salzburg this season have more predominantly red, less white, but we're still seeing a lot of white from RB Leipzig. Even the templates are different. We've got different colors, we've got different striping, just everything is different. So we're seeing a lot of differentiation between these clubs on the pitch with what they're wearing, and I think is great because now I want to buy both of their shirts, all their shirts, rather than just, well, I'll just buy the one and it's okay because the others look the same. Now, if you looked at this season's upcoming Major League Soccer season is kicking off in April. I believe that was the most recent report. But New York Red Bulls have released, through Adidas, who manufactures their kits, have released their kit for this season, which looks completely different than these. Obviously, it's made by Adidas. You've got the three stripes down the sides on the sleeves. But the big thing is that rather than white, they're wearing a lightish gray slash silver color, which looks very nice with some checks, boxes on it, just kind of in a different color of gray. And so it's a two-tone gray, and it's a very good look that the New York Red Bulls will have. And last season's New York Red Bulls shirts, their home shirts, were very nice. They were also gray. So they've taken a step away from white and taken a step away from these clubs, again, to differentiate what they're doing and to brand themselves, not just be a Red Bull team, but now they're a little bit more specific. And for anybody who likes the Red Bull teams, then they're going to want to collect all the team's shirts going forward. All right, so I digress on that now. I'm going to pop this RB Leipzig shirt on and give it a wear. It's going to be my shirt for today. Going to be wearing this around, and hopefully it looks or fits as well, fits as good as it looks. Okay, so there it is, the RB Leipzig home top for 2020-2021, made by Nike. And yeah, fits really well, looks good. Again, white top. Not a huge fan of white tops because they get dirty and they don't just, yeah, so you got to take care of them. You got to be careful with what you're doing, with what you're eating. And at the same time, they're also a little bit see-through. At times, you can kind of see through the white tops unless you're wearing a shirt underneath, and then it just becomes uncomfortable. So, but like I say, it's a good-looking top. Is it my favorite RB Leipzig top? No. I quite like the other two tops that have been produced this season. And I'm not going to lie, I do love that Red Bull Salzburg shirt that was produced for their home kits this season. And yeah, I actually fancy that one a little bit more than this. But I wanted this for my collection because I've been collecting the Leipzig and Salzburg tops now for a while. And yeah, I wanted to add this to my collection. And I've got my eye on those New York Red Bull shirts that have come out for this year. And I wouldn't mind going back and see if I can find one of them from last season. But anyway, guys, that is my shirt for today. Football shirt February, day number 24. We're almost through with the month. The weekend will be the end of football shirt February, and we'll be closing out this month with a few more shirts. I've got a couple more ideas to show off going forward for the next couple of days, and then we'll put a pin in this, or we'll put an end to this, and go on with some other content, and we'll still show off some football shirts from time to time, but I think it's going to be just a once a week thing going forward. Now, guys, thanks for watching the video. A lot of great feedback recently, and a lot of people enjoying the shirts I've been posting, the Leipzig shirts from the other week, as well as the Diego Maradona tribute shirt that Kappa did earlier this season, and that video has been quite popular, as well as the Liverpool Nike Air Max shirt. So guys, if you want to watch any of these, you can check them out in the playlist, or just go back, search the videos, and find the one that you want to watch, and get up to date on those. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and comment below so I know what you guys like, and if there are any shirts that you want to see going forward. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time here on Football Shirt February.